take that to the bank. If you take what the money is spending.
Hi, and welcome to the Contenders Corner Podcast, where we talk everything that is wrestling. I am your host, Jason, and join me as I dissect this week's episode. Has the Forbidden Door been open? We're on and by a show here, and we'll go into this episode with an open mind. Whether it's good or whether it's bad, we aren't afraid to hit home some thunderous thoughts. If you're new to this, then please like, share, and subscribe, and comment in the comment section below, and share with us your opinions of what went down on the show. Stay with us, as we have a lot to discuss. YouTube, are you ready? We are joined by Mike Jeter from SSW, Scott and Matt from the Forbidden Championship, FCW, and Nick from the Ring Fanatics podcast. Right then, I'm going to jumpstart this and go straight in, as a rumour was surfaced, as it was made clear on live SmackDown broadcast. Scott D. Moore's tweet pretty much confirms that there is some sort of relationship between WWE and Impact Wrestling. During that segment, Mickie James was announced for the 30 women WWE Royal Rumble match, and she was specifically referred to as the current Impact Knockouts champion by Pat McAfee. Scott, what do you think of this? What is your take on this?
I am surprised at it. Because obviously, as we were speaking about yesterday, with Mickie's experiences when she was let go by WWE with the black bag instead of the clothing, and now to see her back, I mean, it's good for her and it's good for wrestling fans, but it is a bit of a surprise because Vince is set in his ways. He does things his ways, which is fair enough. He's more entitled to do that, but seeing this is happening now, I mean, could it be him sort of weakening to being the evil guy? Or is he actually offering people a chance here? Who knows? It's good for the wrestling fans, but very surprising.
Very surprising indeed. I'm going to read out the DMO's quote here, because he says, well, congrats to at Impact Wrestling Knockouts World Champion at Mickie James, and congrats to at WWE for finally walking through the Forbidden Door. Welcome to the party. See you at #HardToKill tomorrow on at 5TV. My take on this, I think, I've heard from a lot of people, obviously on YouTube. I watched a lot of my friends over on YouTube, and they think the door isn't open. It's just going to be one of those where Mickie James just comes in and does a special. What do you think on that?
Well, we need physical proof. Obviously, we won't know it's definitely open until we see somebody who's actually an active member of another company's roster come through.
Yeah.
Now, how many will come through remains to be seen. Will it just be restricted to Impact Wrestling? Who knows? But it's at the moment it's still talk. We're still a few weeks away from the Royal Rumble. There's plenty of room for negotiation. So until we see it, we won't know what to believe.
I'll tell you what, the lineup, that the endless possibilities, the dream matches, the entrance to come in from Royal Rumble, it's endless. And I tell you what, like the amount of people that I want to come in now, if the Forbidden Door is open, it will be amazing. Who would you have down for coming in?
I would like it to be someone who's not worked WWE before. Someone like Moose would be a fantastic person to come in. He's a big guy, which suits Vince McMahon down to fits Vince's tastes. He's got a lot of momentum behind him. He's Impact Wrestling World Champion. So yeah, I think Moose is probably number one choice. I think out of Impact Wrestling.
Defo. I'll tell you what, like, I would love to see a match between Brock Lesnar versus Moose or Roman Reigns versus Moose. Or actually other guys versus him, or, you know, other guys from Impact. It'll be amazing to see some Impact guys come over.
Some of them would do, yeah. I mean, they're still capable of putting on a job, but there's a few of them that obviously used to work for WWE. People like Matt Cardona, people like W. Morrissey, guys like Rich Swann. You know, they've been in WWE before. They don't know how it works. But I think I would personally prefer to be someone who's never ever worked a WWE ring before. That's my preference.
I've got someone from the Ring Fanatics podcast who has sent me his thoughts on the Forbidden Door, and I'm just going to play over a voice note of what he thinks, what he believes this is.
Partnership. Honestly, I'll be honest with you real quick. I personally don't think that it is quote unquote a partnership. You know, I don't, as of right now, I know they did mention on SmackDown that Mickie James is the Knockouts champion. Obviously they have it in the match, and Impact has been talking about it. Tweeted about it. But I think that as of right now, I personally don't think it's nothing more than just an appearance for Mickie. If you take a look at their roster, their main roster, their SmackDown and Raw Women's division, they don't have enough people to fill a full Royal Rumble match. Besides their champions, Charlotte Flair, which apparently she's in the match, and Becky Lynch, and they have three women who are not active right now. They have just barely half the amount of people in the Rumble match. So I'm pretty sure their idea was to bring back former people. That's why they announced it now. And I'm pretty sure Mickie James and Vince probably contacted a whole bunch of women who used to work for WWE. I'm pretty sure most of them had declined their entrant. So I'm pretty sure the reason why they got Mickie to join in, it's probably something that they had negotiated with each other. Like, I'm pretty sure Mickie James was like, oh, the reason why, the only way I'd be able to join the Rumble is if A, you pay me the big bucks, and B, you refer to me as the Knockouts champion, because it's something that she worked for since she had departed ways with WWE. So I'm pretty sure that's just it. Like, I don't think it's anything more than that. You know, Raw happened last night, barely mentioned it. I know Impact hasn't happened yet. If they mention it, if Mickie James appears before the Rumble at some point with the Knockouts belt, then yeah, it's a partnership. But again, it's too early to tell for me. That's what I think at the moment. If they continue on mentioning the fact that she's Knockouts champion, if they do a lot more with it for the build up to the Rumble, then yeah, I would be very, very excited to see where this is going to go down. And I hope more people get involved, more than just Mickie James. If that's the case too, then yeah, I'll be very, very excited. But as of right now, that's what I think of the partnership. Like, it's just it's nothing more than just Mickie James appearing at the Rumble, and that's it. I don't think it's anything more than that at the moment. So dream matches between WWE and Impact stars. You know, there's a lot of I would definitely like a lot of dream matches that a lot of people already thought of already. You know, I would definitely book champions versus champions. Like, I would definitely have like Mickie James versus Charlotte Flair. I would have, or Becky Lynch, and then I'll have Moose versus Roman Reigns. Those typical matches that everyone is thinking of at the moment. But I would definitely, like, other than that, personally, I would want to see, you know, like not a match at Survivor Series, but like a 5-on-5 type of match, like an Impact, 5 Impact stars versus 5 WWE stars in like an elimination match, some sort at any other pay-per-view, doesn't matter. I would also love Deonna Purrazzo go for a Raw or SmackDown Women's belt. I would also love Matt Cardona to return and maybe go for not necessarily a title, but like someone like a Big E or Bobby Lashley or someone, a big name in WWE at the moment who doesn't have a championship. There's definitely, for tag team sakes, the Good Brothers would definitely be somebody to kind of have a match with somebody. Maybe Finn Balor and AJ Styles team up to, go up against the Good Brothers. That's also a match I would love to see. I can go on, but those are just a few that I think of that I would love to see. Like I said, AJ Styles and Finn go up against the Good Brothers. Deonna Purrazzo challenging for a championship. Mickie James puts a title on the line and maybe goes up against one of their champions as well. I definitely would love to see the Iconics return and go up against a tag team there, even though WWE doesn't have any women's tag teams. But I'd definitely love to see like the Iconics, defend their tag team titles, maybe against Zelina Vega and Carmella in a title for title match, or just champion versus champions, not really titles on the line. But those are just matches that I could think of at the moment that I would love to see. Nothing else, like a recap, basically Moose versus Roman Reigns, Mickie James versus one of their champions, Deonna Purrazzo challenging for either Raw or SmackDown titles belt. Matt Cardona gets a top guy, and then Finn Balor and AJ Styles versus the Good Brothers. Those are my matches that I want to see between the two companies. Okay, so stables reuniting. The only stables that I would love to see reunite, they didn't really have a lot of time with it in WWE, but like I said before, with the dream matches, although I do want to see AJ Styles and Finn Balor go up against the Good Brothers, but I would love to see them reform the club. They can't really say Bullet Club or refer to them as the Bullet Club, but I would love to see them like reunite together as a 4-man group. We never really seen that in WWE. We had Finn Balor and the Good Brothers and AJ Styles and the Good Brothers, but not all 4 of them in one group, and I would love to see that reuniting. I know a lot of people are saying like the Shield could reunite, them 4 can reunite. I don't see that happening at all. I don't think Jon Moxley will ever step foot in a WWE ring again. Maybe like a one-time appearance and that's it. I don't think it's going to be a Shield reunion. Maybe just like a match against Roman or a match against Seth, and that's pretty much it. I don't see the 3-person group reuniting again in the future, especially with the new Tribal Chief gimmick. I don't think they're going to take a break from that and come back to it. I don't think I would be able to do something like that. I think I'd just rather see the stable of the club again with AJ Styles, Finn, and the Good Brothers, all 4 of them in the same group. Other than that, in stables, in terms of WWE, I don't see any other stables reuniting. There's not many at the moment that they can do. AEW, I'm loving the fact that, they have the Undisputed Era now apparently going as the Paragon reuniting. I'd love to see that. Hopefully they can get together with the Young Bucks. That would be a cool thing. I know there seems to be they're feuding, but I love to see them in the group as well. I think the Undisputed group was my favorite excited reuniting group, again, because I love the Undisputed Era. I was heartbroken when they broke up. But I love the fact that that's the only group I love. I love the fact that they reunited again. But other than that, I don't see a lot of factions reuniting. So stables reuniting. The only stables that I would love to see reunite. They didn't really have a lot of time with it in WWE, but like I said before, with the dream matches, although I do want to see AJ Styles and Finn Balor go up against the Good Brothers, but I would love to see them reform the club. They can't really say Bullet Club or refer to them as the Bullet Club, but I would love to see them reunite together as a 4-man group. We never really seen that in WWE. We had Finn Balor and the Good Brothers and AJ Styles and the Good Brothers, but not all 4 of them in one group, and I would love to see that reuniting. I know a lot of people are saying the Shield could reunite, them 4 can reunite. I don't see that happening at all. I don't think Jon Moxley will ever step foot in a WWE ring again. Maybe a one-time appearance and that's it. I don't think it's going to be a Shield reunion. Maybe just a match against Roman or a match against Seth, and that's pretty much it. I don't see the 3-person group reuniting again in the future, especially with the new tribal chief gimmick. I don't think they're gonna like take a break from that and come back to it. I don't think I would be able to do something like that. I think I'd just rather see like the stable of the club again with AJ Styles, Finn, and the Good Brothers, all 4 of them in the same group. Other than that, in stables, in terms of WWE, I don't see any other stables reuniting. There's not many at the moment that they can do. AEW, I'm loving the fact that, they have, like, the Undisputed Era now apparently going as the Paragon reuniting. I'd love to see that. Hopefully they can get together with the Young Bucks. That would be a cool thing. I know there seems to be out there feuding, but I love to see them in the group as well. I think the Undisputed group was my favorite excited reuniting group, again, because I love the Undisputed Era. I was heartbroken when they broke up. But I love the fact that that's the only group I love. I love the fact that they reunited again. But other than that, I don't see like a lot of factions reuniting.
Ed, I agree with him. I think the Forbidden Door, I think it's too early to tell if it is a partnership. And it was touching on some good notes here. He said at one stage that Mickie James, he mentioned the Bing Bag thing from last year, and I think, is that a way to like say sorry to Mickie James? You reckon? Because
say yes.
The left on bad heat, you see. So really, I think he's right there for what he says. Like, I think it's a good start. I think WWE want to heal the heat that happened over that Bing Bag incident, and the way to do it is to.
I think everyone will probably learn something from that. If they want to go around healing it, then that's fine. And if she's more than happy to sort of accept that and move on and just be on good terms, then I'm 100% all for that. 100%. But Mickie James is a Hall of Fame caliber professional wrestler. She's won titles wherever she's been, so she deserves that respect.
And she's done a lot of good work in NWA as well.
Of course, not to mention a music career too. So,
defo.
She's a legend when it comes to the wrestling business.
And I think for a way for WWE to heal the wound, I think it will be a good start to start off with bringing Mickie James through that door. I think.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I mean, they shouldn't have done that in the first place.
No.
But if Vince is man enough to acknowledge that he made a mistake and he wants to rectify that, then I say let him. I mean, a good wrestling company is what we all want.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, WWE hasn't quite hit the heights that it has done over the previous 20 years. But if they want to work to rectify that and improve everything, then I say 100% it's good for the fans. And let's do it. Let's give them our support.
Yeah, definitely. I want to touch on. So we're still on the Forbidden Door here.
Okay.
Could we see multiple companies coming in here? Is there a chance for WWE to work with multiple companies, you reckon, in the near future?
I say you can never say never.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously AEW have done a fantastic job of uniting Impact Wrestling, the NWA, New Japan Pro Wrestling, GCW. They've done a fantastic job of sort of like uniting and building a great relationship with those companies. I think WWE have got quite a bit of work to do to sort of be anywhere near that, but it's baby steps. I think if you can build a good relationship with Impact Wrestling, I think it's good for not only the fans. I think it's good for the wrestling business in general.
Totally.
To see that companies are willing to work together to put on a great project, because if those companies work well together, the fans will win in the end. I mean, right now, if all we can do is just sit back, enjoy what's coming. Hopefully, it won't be disappointment. I don't think that Mickie will win a women's rumble or the male Forbidden Door entrant will win the men's rumble. But it's the opportunity. Seeing him in the WWE ring would just be incredible. And I think the pop would be amazing.
For a wild card now, could we see Jon Moxley come through that door, you reckon?
If he did, I would love it. Obviously, John's going through his own problems right now, and I wish him all the best in
overcoming
them. I think he departed WWE not on the best of terms. With obviously the Shield breakup storyline and the way Vince wanted, who was Dean Ambrose at the time, to be this really horrible villain, and John wasn't prepared to sort of do the stuff that they wanted him to do. And I think he sort of turned sour, and that's why he sort of let his contract run down. Went to AEW. He's been a massive star there. He's already been one of the face. He was the face of the pandemic era, of the empty arena era. Now, if he wins it on a one-off, who knows? I mean, my personal opinion would probably be it's a not yet in terms of Jon Moxley, but you know, I've been wrong before, and who knows? I might be wrong again, but in my opinion, it's a not yet.
So, WrestleVotes put out a tweet not long ago. I think it was the 10th of January this year. And I'll read it. Had more than one source this weekend, without me directly asking, state they believe WWE will try for an unexpected Forbidden Door entrant for the Men's Royal Rumble. Personally, I'm sceptical it happens, but I can confirm WWE is at least open to the idea, which is exciting enough. If it's right, and if that is true, who would you think the surprise entrant for the Men's Royal Rumble would be, and who?
Well, it could be anybody. I mean, the thought process is more likely to be circled around Impact Wrestling. Because if they've done the relationship with Mickie, then it's most likely that Impact Wrestling could see the male star come in. I mean, it could be her husband, Nick Aldis, as mentioned yesterday by Mike. Moose is a strong possibility. If it could even be someone who used to work for the company, but which I'm not too sure on. But I think Moose is my number one suggestion right now. If there's an open relationship between WWE and Impact Wrestling, there has to be Moose for me.
Moose,
Knockouts champion and the World Heavyweight champion. You can't get any better than that.
I'll tell you what, the surprises are endless, and I tell you what, guys, even if the possibilities are endless, and the way I tell you what, it's wild with these speculation and these rumors at the moment. But if it's true and Moose comes through that door, it would be amazing, because he's one of the wrestlers that I've wanted WWE to pick up, and even if he just does the Royal Rumble, it will be a fan moment for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been wanting Impact got the world title on Moose for a long time, at least a couple of years now. And the fact that they finally did do it at Bound for Glory last year, even though the circumstances were possibly a bit harsh on Josh Alexander, who had just gone through a great match with Christian Cage to win the world title. But I'm glad that Moose has that world title on him. And he's still a world champion following on from Hard to Kill. So it's obvious that Moose is someone that Impact Wrestling sees as, it's like, it's face the company. I mean, he's there. He's a big guy, got an incredible moveset. I think it's great to get behind him. Yeah, I think Moose is the real deal, definitely.
Moving on, and who are your dream matches?
Oh,
What would you say your dream matches would? What would you like to see WWE produce for a dream match in the partnership with Impact Wrestling?
I think Willie Mack versus someone like a Roman Reigns. I think it would be quite a good match. Willie, like Moose, is also a very athletic, very agile big guy with a great personality. I think him and Roman would be...
I'll tell you what, a guy who I would love Moose to a face would have been Braun Strowman, because they're two big, agile blokes, and Moose can, for how big Moose is, he can move around quite brilliant. And
he's always matches with Bobby Lashley when Lashley worked for Impact before he came back to WWE. Moose and Lashley, they went at it.
Yeah.
They really went at it in those couple of matches. So
I'll tell you what, one of his matches last year with Rick Swann was absolutely fantastic. And the way Moose just somersaulted off the top rope was incredible for his size. It was unbelievable.
But a little bit similar to what Lance Archer did. When he did similar to done the walk the rope like the Undertaker, and then instead of jumping down on him, he moonsaults on you. I mean, big guys are so athletic. They are so underrated. Whereas years ago, when you had guys like Bam Bam Bigelow, who was a big guy who could do flips, and he was a bit rare as a big guy in that era that could move the way he did. It was quite rare. And nowadays, you see the bigger guys like Willie Mack, like Moose, like Keith Lee, Brian Cage.
Yeah.
These guys can move.
They can move, and they just get...
incredible. They're high.
Yeah.
A lot of them can fly up the top rope. They can do, they dive through ropes. I mean, professional wrestling is just so different now. It's more fast-paced. It's more agile than it used to be. Whereas in the 80s, like during the Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant era, it was quite slow and sort of like lethargic. Whereas nowadays, the professional wrestling has evolved into where you have to be able to be an incredible athlete to survive in this business.
Yeah.
That's basically what it looks like.
I think in more the 80s era, it was more about grapples and submissions, technical wrestling, and nowadays it's more about your ability around the ring. You know, you have to evolve. You have to...
so much faster.
Yeah.
It's so much faster nowadays. It's more exciting to watch.
Yeah. It's either evolve or fall, basically, to how they want a match to be.
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't really want to see it evolve too much from the way it is now. Right now, it's exciting. You've got so many athletes out there. You can probably name 100 guys who are capable of putting on incredible matches with anyone. I mean, even on AEW Rampage last week, Adam Cole versus Jake Atlas.
That was brilliant. That match was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it's a shame that Jake got the knee injury, which sort of made the ending a little bit sort of underwhelming. But still, I mean, I'm watching Jake, I'm thinking, he's a great athlete. But there's hundreds of great athletes out there. I mean, what makes you stand out? You need to have that bit of uniqueness now that makes you stand out.
And if you ain't got it, that's it.
Well, if you ain't got it, you'll still be a great wrestler. I mean, look at Ricochet. Incredible athlete. But I think it's probably the lack of personality that's not pushing him to where people think he should be. That's just one example, though.
I agree with you. I think you're right on that aspect. Possible rivalries coming out of this partnership. This would be mint. This would be mint.
Oh, God.
This would be crazy.
Yeah. No, I would like to see Matt Cardona sort of back into something. Now, obviously, with Zack Ryder, I mean, everyone likes Zack Ryder. I mean, he had that personality, but now we're seeing a darker side to him now. He's wrestling under his real name. He's probably more over in terms of success now than he ever was when he was Zack Ryder. Even though he had that moment of winning the Continental title at WrestleMania, he won the US title in front of his dad. I think this Matt Cardona, with this attitude, I mean, he could put on great matches with the likes of Shinsuke Nakamura, Cesaro. I mean, guys like them. I mean, definitely give it to us. That's what I say.
Brilliant. I would love to see like rivalries, but again, it's like you would want a guy like Rick Swann to come and work with WWE, but they left on some bad terms. And would WWE be willing to work with Rick Swann again?
Well, I think it was over a personal issue that happened away from the business. I mean, Rich is a great wrestler. He was cruiserweight champion, and I think he probably would have been cruiserweight champion again if whatever happened didn't happen. I think if Vince is willing to, I'm all for it, because I think Rich is a great talent. He's
come from great heights now.
I think, I still think there's more he could do, but we don't need to sort of restrict him to the cruiserweight division.
No,
he could come in and have great matches with the likes of Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin. I mean, I don't necessarily mean that he should be restricted also to the Hurt business either. I think you should sort of like move him about a bit. But that's the magic of the Forbidden Door. It's not a permanent fixture. No. You can bring them in every so often, even if it's like every 6 months, every 9 months.
For a fan moment,
Specialised programs to work with certain talents. And I think that's sort of the magic of it. That because it's not permanent.
No.
You won't see them all the time. Whereas if they did, I suppose it could get a bit stale. So I think the Forbidden Door is a very good aspect for the wrestling business. And that's where the magic of it comes in, because they can just come in, work their program, and go back, and then come back, and there's another program open for them.
Possible stables returning. Who would you call?
Sorry?
If there is a stable that would you want to reunite, who would it be?
A stable to reunite? Ooh. That's cool. I would like to see Sanity reunited. Eric Young, Alexander Wolf, Killian Dane and Nikki Cross. Because when in NXT, incredible.
Yeah.
As soon as they came out to the main roster, it didn't work out. And now Eric Young has gone back to Impact Wrestling, runs Violence by Design, got his own faction again, and he's over. I mean, if WWE had let him have that on the main roster, who knows where it could have gone wrong. But I suppose it didn't quite click on the main roster. I thought if they had another chance, I think there's more they could have done.
Yeah.
But the only one still working for WWE right now is Nikki Cross. And that's sort of a little bit sad in a way.
Could we see AJ Styles get reunited with OG?
Oh, that would be fantastic. But how will Kenneth react to that? If you know what I mean.
Yeah. See, it's a genius idea, but would Vince be willing to do it? You know, even for a fan moment, I think it would work. It would be entertaining, but
well, I think it works before. There's no reason why he can't do it again. And there's also a certain individual in WWE by the name of Finn Balor who also has history with those guys. Why not make it a four of them?
What, with AJ Styles?
Gallows and Anderson.
Never.
The history is there.
True.
Bullet Club, New Japan Pro Wrestling. The history is there.
No way. I tell you what, that would be amazing if that happened.
It's something that the wrestling purists, I think, would love to see. The people that are sort of, because I don't rewatch a lot of New Japan and stuff like that, but I know of the history between the Bullet Club and the relationship between AJ Styles, Doc Gallows, Kyle Anderson, and Prince Devitt, who is obviously Finn Balor. There's no reason why they can't sort of tease that. I say go for it. I mean, wrestling fans would love it. And even though Vince doesn't always listen to the fans, there has been times that he has.
Yeah.
And it's worked. It has worked. It could work again.
Let's hope he does, man. I'll tell you what. That'll be...
Sometimes he has. He doesn't always listen to the
No.
fans. But there has been occasions when he has, and it works completely well.
That would be timeless, that would. Let's move away from Impact Wrestling, but like, say, if WWE, they've ended their partnership with Impact and they wanted to open a forbidden door with another company, who would it be and why?
Well, I know there was teasers last year, I think from Nick Khan, teasing a relationship with New Japan Pro Wrestling. And I think AEW probably nicked in there ahead of them. Now, I think that is something that WWE wanted to explore, but maybe Vince probably wasn't sure of it. But now that they're potentially working with Impact, there's no reason why they can't try it again with New Japan Pro Wrestling further down the line. And if you think the potential matches from Impact were great, just imagine the potential matches you would get if they open up a relationship with New Japan Pro Wrestling.
That would be...
Now we're talking about great matches. Now we will be talking.
Now we'll be talking, yeah. I'll tell you what, man. Oh, my God. Who was that guy that you said you wanted to come in from New Japan Wrestling?
Kazuchika Okada.
Okada, yeah. Oh, my God.
He's had plenty of 5-star and plus, and even 7-star matches in his career. Just imagine what platforms he could work with the likes of Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, Kevin Owens. The list is endless.
WWE, listen to us here.
Yeah, please, if anybody is listening to this, give us what we want. Come on.
Okada. Bring him through the Royal Rumble. Open Forbidden Door.
If you made the Royal Rumble, I swear to God, I would scream the word yes so loudly.
To be honest, I think I would faint.
It's even not just Okada. Look at the other talent there.
Yeah.
Jay White.
Yeah.
Kota Ibushi. Sanada. Naito. Ospreay. Zack Sabre Jr. Shingo Takagi. I could go on. Seriously.
I tell you what, like New Japan Wrestling is like underrated, and I tell you what, like even Kenny Omega has had some timeless matches over there. Chris Jericho has had some fantastic matches over there, and I tell you what, I would love.
Yeah, it's the same as WWE, but the sliders are pushed up to 100.
Yeah,
that's basically what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean Jericho had a great relationship with Omega, Okada,
Naito.
I mean,
WWE, bring NJPW through that door.
Definitely. 100%. Couldn't agree more.
Hi, and welcome to the Contenders Corner Podcast, where we talk everything that is wrestling. I am your host, Jason, and join me as I dissect this week's pay-per-view. We are an unbiased show here, and we'll go into this episode with an open mind. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, we aren't afraid to hit on some honest, thunderous thoughts. If you're new to this, and please like, share, subscribe, and comment in the comment section below. And share with us your opinions of what went down on the show. Stay with us as we have a lot to discuss. YouTube, are you ready? This is a day one review. On the card, we got a fatal 5-way for the WWE Championship. Big E defending his title against Brock Lesnar, Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, and Seth Rollins. We got the Raw Women's Championship match up on the line. Liv Morgan going up against Becky Lynch. SmackDown Tag Team Championship action. New Day versus the Usos. Raw Tag Team Championship action. RK Bro going up against the Street Profits. Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss. Edge versus The Miz with Maurice. And the kickoff show action. Cesaro and Ricochet up against Sheamus and Ridge Holland.
The Royal Rumble's coming up. That's one of the money's favorite times of the year. That's one of the very rare times I'll still tune in and watch WWE. That is where WWE needs to place its bank right now. They've released a lot of talent. And they got to make sure that that Rumble lights this company back on fire. For one, with all the released talent, the first thing I would do is end the brand split. It's got to end. If you don't have the talent to carry both brands, end that shit, have a A show, B show, get back to business. But your best possible scenario is working with these other companies. You're going to make a lot more money doing so. It's going to be lucrative for everybody involved. Merchandise, dream matchups, that's what the fans want to see. So get off your ass and make it happen. Review Geek 3000, you were live with the money. It was great to be here again. I'm good to see you back, buddy, and it's going to be a hell of a 2022. I look forward for Mr. Ryder to come down to SSW. You know he's my favorite. Him and the governor, they do their thing. We'll see you next time. Well, there's several feuds that's interesting. I haven't kept up with WWE as much lately. Like I said, SSW's been pretty much my thing right now. That's all the wrestling the money's needed. But Impact I haven't watched in a while. I do catch clips though quite a bit. So you know, I know they got guys there like Moose and some other very, very talented superstars. I believe Nick Aldis is down there as well. Several former WWE and NXT guys are there. And I think that there is the most intriguing part. If they work together, you got this whole aspect of who does certain people align with. You know, Bobby Lashley may be in WWE now, but he was a big part of Impact Wrestling. Jeff Hardy just left WWE. What if he shows up in Impact Wrestling? Mickie James, you know, you got so many stars, AJ Styles that are established both ways. I'd like to see talent like the Motor City Machine Guns, Beer Money Inc. The tag division is what is most likely to benefit if a crossover happens. Well, you know, Review Geek, when you ask the money if I thought that WWE would ever open the forbidden door, the money would tell you hell no. Mickie James being announced for the Royal Rumble. Yes, she's the Impact Knockouts champion, but She's Mickie James. She's got free contract. But then the money started thinking. The wheels started turning in my head. We see Ring of Honor and Impact now crossing over, working together. Mickie James in the Rumble. All these WWE releases that make no sense. Well, what if they had to have slots to fill? What if they had to make room for Impact guys? What if they had to make room for Ring of Honor guys? Who knows what possibilities are there? As WWE has taught me in the past, I'm not going to give my hopes up. I don't think it's going to be nothing big, but the potential is definitely there. Yo, what up, Review Geek 3000? You're live with the money. Man, it's good to see you guys back. It's been a while since I've been here. Hell, it's been so long since the money's been here. Last I was here, we were talking about AOW, which doesn't even exist anymore. Instead, the money is a proud co-owner of SSW, Southern Smoke Wrestling. Check us out on Facebook, YouTube. Man, you thought AOW was good? We took this shit to the fucking top. You won't believe it, man. Check it out. That's YouTube, Facebook, SSW, Southern Smoke Wrestling. Anyway, if the money was booking WWE and Impact Wrestling working together, how would I do it? It's a tricky one. First of all, on the Impact side of things, the money would bring back the six-sided ring, all the incredible, unique matches that brought, those dome cage matches where you had to climb out of the little hole at the top, the X Division shit that was just completely wild, so much more. I would try to set Impact apart, make it different. That is going to be the most beneficial thing you can bring to the table if you're Impact Wrestling, is being different. Bring that old school, six-sided, crazy Impact Wrestling stuff to the mainstream. Have your guys challenge WWE guys in those type of matches. That could be some really, really cool stuff if you think about who all's out there. One thing I wouldn't do is do not make this a storyline with NXT 2.0. WWE, are you listening? Do not make this a storyline with NXT 2.0. The smartest way to book this whole thing, you don't want anybody to come out looking bad. If I was WWE, I would capitalize on naming a multi-company championship, inter-promotional championship, whatever you want to call it. Have it be billed as one of the biggest belts in all of wrestling. Have your creative team work with Impact's creative team, Ring of Honor, anybody that you're bringing into this shit. All's gonna have to work together. So make it just like one division. Everybody gets their fair share. Everybody's stories are heard. And that way, it's not too much. A little bit goes a long way. We do not want overkill here. If you overkill it, you're gonna make a good thing go bad real quick. AEW, are you listening? A little bit goes a long way. They really thought that we thought somebody was going to get blown up, blown to bits in the middle of the ring. And then cheap pyrotechnics. Shame.
Shall I give you the bad news, guys?
Please tell me you switched the camera on.
The mic was off.
It's not recording.
The mic was off. I just switched it on now.
Well, that was fun.
Always.
Could you see MJF being in the Rumble to continue the CM Punk storyline?
I'd love to see MJF. That'd be awesome.
That would be absolutely incredible.
Like, I don't even care about a match. I want to see MJF and Miz talk trash to each other for a month.
It doesn't mean he's got to win the Rumble, because Punk could just say, well, you tried to main event a Mania and you failed because you didn't win the Rumble.
Yeah.
Then actually have the Miz eliminate him. So you got to eliminate your less famous Miz eliminated by the Miz.
Yeah. But would they actually do that, though? That's the thing. That would be genius.
Yeah.
It would be genius, Matt. Yeah, I'll give you that one, Matt.
Whoever it is that walks through the forbidden door is not winning the Rumble. So I wouldn't get too excited about that.
But that's the thing, though, because Matt was on the phone to me the other day, and he saw on the betting website that Chris Jericho was locked into the Royal Rumble.
Well, that would also be a brilliant thing.
Who else did you see on there, Matt? It was Chris Jericho.
Like ex-WWE stars, isn't it? So it'd be like Jericho, Melina, Cameron.
I did see a rumour or a picture that Melina and Cameron are going to be in the Royal Rumble match. I mean, do they actually want viewers? I mean, do they want people to tune in?
True.
Well, you got Summer Rae, haven't you, now as well?
Because
but if you talk about Melina and Cameron, you're also talking about another possible forbidden door opening up. I know Melina's been working real heavy with NWA lately. I checked out a couple of
Same with Mickie James. Mickie James has worked hot with NWA as well. I'll give you that one, Mike.
You got a lot of people a lot of familiar faces down in NWA.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, no offence to Melina and Cameron. Melina and Cameron are both amazing athletes. But I don't think that's the sort of people that wrestling fans want to see. They want to see something fresh, something new. And that's not really what WWE fans are probably looking at. The diehards are probably thinking, hey, I remember them from SmackDown versus Raw 2008 or whatever it was. But, yeah, that was amazing. But
I'll tell you what I would love to see. Yeah. I'll tell you what I would love to see, and it's whether they would work with AEW in the future, but I would love to see Darby Allin come into the Royal Rumble.
Yes, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
What Vince McMahon likes. He doesn't like skinny people.
Oh.
Wardlow.
Wardlow is the one that Vince McMahon likes to look of.
Yeah.
But with the big push coming soon, he's obviously going to be turning face in the future and feuding with MJF. That's also unlikely to happen at this point. But you never know.
Yeah, we never.
Always a night of surprises.
We never know.
It always.
Who are your hot picks? This is for everybody. Who's your hot picks to come out of that forbidden door? Like your top 5 hot picks.
What is it? Who you think will come in, or we want to come in?
You think you could your top 5 you think, and then like say 3 who you want to come in.
Right. Well, as in terms of I think with the rumoured partnership with Impact Wrestling, I think Moose has got to be on that list.
Yeah, defo.
I think.
That would be a hot pick, that would.
Seeing as Vince does like big guys, there's a guy who used to work for him, who now competes under the name W. Morrissey. You might remember him as Big Cass.
Yeah.
Yep. I also personally out a really wild card, probably one that he's a great wrestler who's really come on his own since Ethan Page left him. Josh Alexander.
Yeah.
What a wrestler he is.
Yeah. that is a
wrestler in the top 10.
Yeah.
What a draw.
One, so see, I'm going by Vince's liking of big guys here. Willie Mack.
Ooh.
That seems like that's a Vince McMahon guy.
Possibly.
Right there. He's similar to the likes of Keith Lee. He's very similar to Keith Lee in terms of his ability. And who should I say here? An outside bet, even if it's just for like a one-off, basically like nostalgia. I'll probably say Rhino for nostalgia.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, possibly.
That'd be good to see.
Yeah, and that's 3 for wanting. There's Okada, MJF, and it's never going to happen, but I'm going to put his name out there. Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's good. And we'll turn this to Matt.
The five guys that I think.
Yeah. And then the three guys you want.
Bloody hell. It's a bit of a tough one. I would say MGF for one. And then I'd probably say I would say Jungle Boy is a dark horse.
Future world champion right there, definitely.
Defo, yeah.
Yeah. Then I also agree with Scott with Moose. Moose is probably like near enough 80% guaranteed.
I've been waiting for so long for Impact to put the world title on Moose. I'm so glad I've actually done it.
I wouldn't mind. What's her name? It's giving out with Jonathan Gresham.
Jordan Grace.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind her. And I wouldn't mind an Aldi Ford.
Interesting.
And 3 who I think I would say Ricky Knight Jr. out of the Hooligans.
Is that Paige's brother?
Paige's brother's son, yeah.
Interesting.
Well, he's 21, and he's been around the world.
NXT UK, maybe that'd be quite good in the future.
Yeah, I'd say Ricky Knight Jr. I would say. Ooh, it's a bit of a tough one. I don't know. I'd like to say Lorna Austin get a shot again. Give herself a shot. And I would say Rio used to be in PCW. She's making a name for herself. And she's now in ICW.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, Rio. That'd be good to see her come on board. Yeah, I would love to see her come in.
When he said Rio, I thought he was on about the Japanese woman that just lost to Britt Baker.
No. She's from PCW. I know what he was. I know what he's on about. She's fantastic. She is fantastic.
Yeah, it's got like purple dreadlocks. It's in RCW now.
Okay.
In the video, I'll put that picture up on the video so viewers will know who she is. So, Matt, thanks for recognising Rio there. She's a fantastic wrestler.
But yeah, definitely Ricky Knight Jr.
Yeah.
He's the one for the future.
Stage goes to Mike. As far as 5, I think is possible for showing up. I'm gonna mention Nick Aldis, Moose, and then that's about all I'm gonna say outside of the company. I think it's possible we see several NXT people in there, possibly Bron Breakker, Harlan, and Walter.
Oh, that would be a dream. That would be a dream.
And I'm going to throw a wild card in there, too. Former Impact Knockout champion. We haven't seen her in wrestling since. Tessa Blanchard.
Ooh.
Yes. Oh, man. I'll tell you what. I'll let you carry on. I'll carry on, Mike. Go on.
3 I'd like to see. I don't think it'll happen, but I like several guys over in AEW. Hook. I'm on the Hook train. I like Hook.
Yeah, I saw Page last night. He looked quite impressive against Aaron Solo.
Brian Cage, he gets joked about, made fun of, but I like the dude. I'd like to see him come in. And as far as women go, Britt Baker would be my favorite, but she's down right now, I believe.
Okay, the host. These are my top 5. I think we'll go. If we're talking on Impact, most likely it's going to be Moose. I'm going to go with Jordan Grace, who will come out along with Mickie James. And the last 2, I'd say Josh Alexander and W. Morrissey. The people I would like to see, I'm going to go with Tessa Blanchard. Another woman, Britt Baker. And for male, I'm going to go with Kenny Omega. But I know he's injured and whatever, but I'll tell you what, if he came through that Forbidden Door and did a Rumble, he's never done WWE, and I know his views on WWE, but if he ever took that chance and he did, that pop would be amazing.
Well, here's an interesting fact for you. Before AEW became a thing, I think WWE wanted Omega and the Young Bucks to actually come in and do like an alliance, sort of like an invasion sort of angle on WWE. But unfortunately, AEW came around, they become executive vice presidents of the company, and the rest is history. So we could have seen Omega and the Young Bucks in WWE before AEW became a serious body.
I'll tell you what, that would have been amazing. Well, it would have been great to see, but we know the history of WWE's creative. Would it have gone well, you see?
With the team they've got now, absolutely not. Not a cat in hell's chance.
I'll tell you what, they need to flush out that creative. for. I'll tell you what, I'll give them credit. They have done some good stuff with Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, but if that's just one segment that you're making it fantastic, what about the rest of the show? You can't. You know where I'm heading.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
it's like the rest. It's like the first part of the show is looking crap, and then when it comes to the Roman and Brock Lesnar segments, it's all on fire.
Well, yeah. I mean, SmackDown's a 2-hour show. Raw is a 3-hour show. Obviously, if you're going to fill those hours, you've got to make the content worthwhile.
And if it's looking like it's garbage and you're only getting 10 minutes of pure fire, hot television, it's not worth watching, is it?
Well,
hey, Review Geek, the money's got some stuff I got to take care of. I got to go, but it's always great being a part of the show, man.
Thanks, mate. Yeah. It's been fantastic to have you all on board, man. Thank you.
Yeah. See you guys later.
See you in a bit.
See you later, Matt. Well, it looks like it's just me and you, mate.
The thing is, if you want, we can pick this back up tomorrow because the first part of this recording, it's all silent.
I've got no problem with that. Yeah, I've got no problem with that at all.
Same time tomorrow.
Yeah, go on then. Why not?
And we'll hopefully try and get Mike and Matt back on.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, we'll see how things go.
All right, mate. Thanks for this.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.